you, Pop.
What you making?
I'm stirring up a cake.
All by yourself?
Oh, yes, sir. Granny said it's high time I was learning, because this is the way to a man's heart.
It's right as rain. You know, when it comes to getting a husband, the best spooning is done in the kitchen.
Well, I done beating the batter. You want to lick the spoon?
I do for a fact. Yes, sir. Good cooking is just about as important as good looking. Yes, sir, when a girl as pretty as you can whip up a cake batter like this, got a lot of life to it, don't it?
Thank you.
Maybe you better beat this a little more. I don't think you quite broke its spirit.
Ed,
Yeah, Granny?
we have got to do something about Jethro before he drives me to an early grave.
What's he done now?
He was in the kitchen here underfoot, eating everything he could get his hand to. And to give him something to do, I told him to crack me a basket of walnuts.
Ain't he doing it?
Oh, he's doing it. But wait till you see how. See what I mean?
That rascal is using my slow-time grain mill.
He's getting bone lazy, Jed. It's time he learned a trade, like barrel making or blacksmithing.
Seems a shame for a boy with 6 years of schooling to do hand labor. Must be some way we can put all that education to work.
He can't make up his mind what he wants to be. One day it's a rocket scientist, and the next day it's a fry cook.
Well, that's his brain and his stomach fighting it out.
Mark my words, his stomach will win.
I don't know. He's got a brain for figures. I ain't ever seen anybody could cipher like that boy.
Just your cracked walnuts, Granny.
Cracked? You mean powdered.
What are you chattering about?
You're probably the biggest nut he's ever seen.
Jethro, cipher something. Show Granny how good you are.
Okay. Well, what do you want? Times or Gazinta?
Well, let's have some gazintas.
Okay. 5 Gazinta 5 once, 5 Gazinta 10 twice, 5 Gazinta 15 3 times, 5 Gazinta 20 4 times. That's as high as I can go anyway, without my tablet.
You done fine, boy.
I still say, where's he going to use all that highfalutin education?
Well, there's Mr. Drysdale's bank. They do a heap of ciphering down there.
Oh, wouldn't that be a blessing?
What are you all talking about?
Well, we think you ought to get a job.
At the bank? I kind of lean towards being a fry cook. They get all they want to eat.
See?
I'll tell you what, Jethro, you have a talk with Mr. Drysdale. Let fly with a few of them gazintas. He might have a place for you.
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Marvin Bagby is here for his appointment.
Oh, yes. Jethro, show Miss Hathaway some of your amazing ciphering.
Oh, well, Chief, I've seen it.
I've done some Gazintas for her, but I ain't times nothing.
Yes, time something.
Okay. 1 times 1 is 1.
In her office. Are you Mr. Marvin Bagby?
I prefer the name by which I am known the world over. Marvo the Magnificent.
Dog, you're a magician.
Greatest in the world, my boy. There, my boy. Treasured. You are Mr. Drysdale, I presume.
That's right. Sit down.
Thank you. Your bank has been highly recommended. I wish to arrange a loan.
Well, no problem if you have collateral.
I am temporarily between engagements. However, I expect to hear from my agent at any moment.
Sorry, Mr. Bagby. My bank can't make you an unsecured loan.
Unsecured? My dear moneylender, I have a warehouse full of priceless professional paraphernalia.
Sorry.
It is worth conservatively $100,000. I only want to borrow 50.
50,000?
$50.
It's not even worth that to my bank. Now, why don't you take it out of the warehouse and sell it?
A magician does not sell the secrets that have brought him fame and fortune. Besides, there's a little matter of 10 years backstory.
In other words, you haven't worked in 10 years.
Not on the stage, no. But I've sold aluminum awnings and stole mufflers. My most recent position was at a car wash. Wait, Mr. Drysdale. Be merciful, man. I haven't the price of a meal.
Well, just pull a rabbit out of your hat and eat it.
Fortunately, I consumed the last one some weeks ago.
Oh, by the way, who recommended this bank to you?
The bank down the street.
Miss Hathaway, bring your book, please.
Mr. Drysdale, I've done times plumb through the 8s. Have you decided where you want me to work?
Not yet, Jethro, but we'll have something for you in a week or so.
You want me to wait here?
No, you can go home.
Thank you. Oh, Mr. Marvel,
What is it, boy?
whereabouts can I go to see your magic act?
I might be able to show you 1 feet of legerdemain here and now. You have a 50-cent piece.
No, sir, but I got a quarter.
It will do. Watch closely. Now you see it. Now you don't.
How about that? Hey, can I see another one?
Have you another coin?
No, sir, but if you come up to the house, we got plenty there.
No, thank you, lad.
Yeah, but my Uncle Jed, he is just crazy about magicians. Well, I bet you he'd pay to see your whole act.
I doubt if he can afford it.
He's got $50 million.
He has what?
$50 million right here in this bank. Just ask the cashier.
Perhaps he can afford it.
Who's that grand-looking gentleman?
Uncle Jed, that there is Marvo the Magnificent, world's greatest magician.
What did you say?
Oh, no, sir. Throw it right on his suitcase. Uncle Jed, I'd like for you to meet Mr. Marvo the Magnificent.
How do you do, sir?
My dog is Mr. Magnificent. Who'd have thought I'd be shaking hands with a real honest-to-goodness magician?
Pleasure is mine, sir. Say, that's a beautiful scarf you have there.
Where?
Why, right here in your pocket.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Ain't that something? Did you see that?
I did for a fact.
One moment, Jethro. I believe there's something in your ear. Ah, yes, here we are.
Jed, he pulled that egg right out of my ear.
I seen it, boy. That beats all.
You haven't seen anything yet.
He's going to put on a whole show for you.
No.
Yes, sir. We stopped by, picked up his suitcase full of magic stuff. Had a dickens of a time getting out of the hotel. He had to lower it down to me from his window.
Yes. The management of my hotel asked that I not remove my suitcase by way of the lobby. People see my name on it, crowds gather, clamoring for me to perform.
That's the truth, Uncle Jed. As we was pulling away, a fella come running out of the hotel, waving and yelling, come back with that suitcase.
Such is the price of fame.
Here now, look at me, keeping you standing around out here. I'm plumb ashamed. Come on inside.
Jed, Riddles is... Who's this goomer?
Get ready for a big thrill. This here...
Uncle Jed, let me do it. I found him. Ready? This here is Marvo the Magnificent.
Magnificent what?
Magician.
Magician?
World's greatest.
Says so right here.
Job, madam.
Don't you turn me into nothing.
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
Can you pull a rabbit out of your hat? I seen a magician do that at the county fair once.
Granny, we've been keeping him standing out here for a long time. Now, he's going to do a whole show for us later.
Is he?
Yep.
Would you like to have a bite to eat with us first?
Madam, I'd be delighted.
But now, don't get your hopes up too high. It ain't likely to be as fancy as you're used to. We just simple folks. What are we having, Granny?
Turnip greens, sow belly, and pot liquor.
Can you believe that? Jethro fetches you home out of the blue, and it's the one day we's having company victuals.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my first feat of legerdemain, I shall... Oh, dear. This is the wrong handkerchief. I never have liked polka dots.
You see what that rascal done?
He's something else.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
Observe, ladies and gentlemen. I have fashioned a drinking cup out of an ordinary piece of paper. I shall now fill it with milk and quench my thirst. Oh, I've changed my mind.
He made that milk just disappear.
I wish I could do that.
You do that every meal, and quicker.
I should do another stunt.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
For my next astounding presentation, I shall require the services of my gorgeous young assistant.
Sit down, Jethro. He ain't talking about you.
Well, he sure ain't talking about you.
Yes,
He ain't neither.
Yes.
He ain't.
Jethro, girls first, then you can have your turn.
My compliments, young lady.
Hey, did y'all see that?
Sure did, Ellie. That rascal's a world beater, ain't he?
I'll say.
Look, I think he's fixing to pull a rabbit out of his hat.
Observe, ladies and gentlemen, an ordinary top hat. Now, with the assistance of this lovely young lady, I shall make a cake.
Did he say a cake?
Yeah, and he sure picked the wrong assistant for that.
The ingredients, if you please. Flour and sugar. Butter. Milk. And eggs.
He's gonna ruin that hat.
Get himself a sorry cake in the bargain.
Stir the batter, please.
Well, if you say so.
Here. Now you may remove the cake.
But there ain't no cake in there. Well, there's just a big old mess of... Look, it's bad.
That's a better looking cake than she took out of the oven.
Yeah. Ought to get her a hat to cook in.
When's he gonna pull a rabbit out of that thing?
Granny, it's my turn to be his assistant.
For our next excursion into the realm of magic,
Okay, Ellie, you can sit down now. I'm going to help him.
you, Jethro,
Yes, sir. You know, Mr. Marvel, I've been sitting out there watching you, and I done made up my mind. You're what I'm going to be.
I beg your pardon.
It beats working at the bank, brain surgeon, double knot spying, streetcar conducting, or anything.
What does?
Being a magician, like you. Jethro the Magnificent.
An admirable ambition, my boy, but magic is an art which requires a great deal of skill and knowledge.
Oh, I'm full clean up to here with knowledge. I done graduated 6th grade. Yeah.
Well, of course, the most important thing is the equipment. Very difficult to get. Very expensive.
Heck, fire. My Uncle Jed's got millions. Well, he could buy me a whole warehouse full of stuff.
Yes, good. Indeed.
Come on, let's have a show.
Pull a rabbit out of your hat.
Please, Mr. Marvel, just give me a chance to show you how good I can be.
Very well, my boy. This will be your test. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with the aid of my brilliant young assistant, I shall cause this vessel of solid metal to vanish before your eyes. And to make it even more difficult, I shall first fill it with water.
No, it ain't, Mr. Marvel. It is hooked to this here train.
That's the best trick yet.
Jethro's a natural for that magic stuff.
How'd I do, Mr. Marvel?
You're a natural, my boy. boy. I think I know where your Uncle Jed can buy that warehouse full of equipment.
I'm gonna be a magician!
Well, good. Maybe the two of you together can pull a rabbit out of that dad-blasted hat.
Oh, Mr. Marvel, look at all this stuff. What is it?
I will explain, my boy. This is the magic cabinet of the beautiful maiden.
Hot dog. There ain't no beautiful maiden in here.
That's the magic pot. This cabinet can produce one.
Oh, go on. You're greening me.
Observe. An empty cabinet. Right? Now I'll turn it around for your benefit.
Okay, now what?
Watch closely. Beautiful maiden, sweet and fair, materialize from out of the air.
Oh, man. Can I learn to do that?
If your uncle buys the equipment.
Oh, he will, he will. I guarantee it. Well, this thing alone is worth the money.
Very well, we will test your skill. Into your hand I place the magic wand. About your shoulders, the sorcerer's mantle. And upon your head, the wizard's crown.
All ready now?
You are indeed ready.
Okay, let me see if I remember what to say. Oh, yeah. A beautiful maiden, sweet and fair moment. Come to me from out of the air. Yeah! Uncle Jed, write the check. I'm a magician. Uncle Jed, write the check.
Quickly, girls. Wait for me in the taxi outside the gate. You will be handsomely rewarded.
Mr. Drysdale?
Mr. Clampett, come in, come in. Get up, let Mr. Clampett sit down.
No. Matter of fact, Mr. Drysdale, I think you better sit down.
Me?
Yeah, I got some awful bad news for you.
Bad news?
Now, try to get a hold of yourself. Jethro ain't coming to work for you.
You ain't?
No, the boy is going into the show business. He's going to be a magician in vaudeville.
Jethro?
Going to call himself Jethro the Magnificent. Bought that name, some fancy clothes, and a whole warehouse full of magic stuff from a fella called Marvo.
Marvo the Magnificent?
Well, why, Chief, that's the man who's...
I know! World's greatest magician. Nice fella, too. Sold me $100,000 worth of stuff for half price.
50,000 down the drain.
My golly, I didn't think he'd take losing Jethro so hard. Well, now, I'll tell you what. You all come up to the house, and I'll have him put on a magic show for you. Cheer you right up.
Where did Ellie get that costume?
Come in the trunk with the magic stuff. But it looks like some of it done disappeared.
Now I present to you Jethro the Magnificent.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. For my first fee to Lay Germain. Got the wrong handkerchief. I never did like polka dots. Don't mind them for a little while. For my next magic trick, I am going to pull a rabbit out of this here hat.
Now you're talking.
Next trick, Jethro. I got to work on this one some more.
Ladies and gentlemen, that there is such a good trick, I'm going to save it till last. And now, I am going to produce a cake from my hat. I mean, if I can borrow a hat from the audience.
My hat's got a hole in it. Can he borrow yours?
Of course, delight.
Here, why, Jethro?
Thank you, sir.
Well, you see this trick, Mr. Drysdale? It's a humdinger.
Now, my assistant will step through those curtains and take from that hat a cake.
Jethro. Hold the rat. It didn't bite.
Now, my next trick. Ladies and gentlemen, things ain't going just perfect up till now, but this here trick will make up for it. Beautiful maiden, sweet and fair, come to me from out of the air.
Miss Jane! I almost made it. Oh, nuts!
Spring yet.
I decide when it's spring around here. Now I want every stick of furniture out on that lawn.
All 32 rooms?
That's right. Out where the fresh air and sunshine can get to them. Where's Jed and Ellie?
I don't know, but I wish I was with them.
Quick, Paul, let's skedaddle. Granny started spring house cleaning. She's done called Jethro.
Wait a minute, it ain't spring.
Well, she moved it up on us again. Better hurry. Jethro's toting out the first load.
I gotta do something to stop that little woman from killing herself and us in the bargain, trying to clean this big house the way she done the cabin.
What kind of idiot bangs the door at 6 o'clock in the morning? I'm coming! You are Mr. Clampett, and it's wonderful to see you. Come in.
I'm sorry, it looks like I got you out of bed.
Me? Don't be silly. I've been up for hours. Why, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I figured even city folks couldn't lay in bed no longer than that.
No. This is the best part of the day. Fellas full of energy and vitality. Mind is sharp. Sit down. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Drysdale, I'll tell you. You see, back in the hills, things would stay pretty well closed up all winter. So come spring house cleaning time, we tote everything outside in the sunshine and fresh air, and Granny would scrub the place down from... Oh, what happened? He was concentrating again.
Oh, yes. Continue.
Well, cut through the cloth and get right to the cheese. It ain't likely we're going to change Granny's ways at her age, so I figured the thing for us to do is get a small house somewhere and move.
Move?
Yeah, some little place out in the country that Granny can keep up without too much work.
Now, please, Mr. Clampett, you can't move. It'll break my bank. Heart, your friends, neighbors.
Yeah, you and your missus are fine neighbors. Us city folks go. But what Granny needs is some country women around. Somebody her own age to talk to. Somebody you can have quilting bees with, molasses stir-offs, hog rendering.
Now, listen, Mr. Clampett. At this moment, my wife is in New York buying some gowns. But as soon as she gets back, I'm sure she'll want to have Granny over for a hog rendering and a quilting stir-off.
Molasses?
No, I mean it.
Mr. Drysdale, you're a fine fella, but I have got to get Granny out of that mansion. It's just too much housework.
Well, now, you just leave everything to me, Mr. Clampett.
Uncle Jed, I'm glad you're back. Granny's been driving me into the ground.
Well, cheer up, boy. Mr. Drysdale and me is working on this.
You're working. I done all this, and I got 27 rooms to go.
I mean, we've been working on ways to stop all this furniture moving.
I got a way. Let's set fire to it.
Maybe we can best that. Sit down. Now, I got a plan. But first, we got to prime Granny a mite.
What you mean?
Well, we got to make her think that she's getting a little bit too old for all this heavy work.
I see.
And we got to be real sly about it. Just the slightest little hint, and she'll take the bait and run with it.
Well, I catch you on. Smart. Use our heads.
That's right. Now, I'll go let Ellie in on it. Now remember, when you see Granny, just nudge her with the notion that you have seen her looking a mite spryer.
You can count on me, Uncle Jed.
Jethro, get in here.
I'm coming, Granny.
Take this out next.
Okay. Holy smoke, you look awful.
What?
You are ready for the boneyard. I ain't never seen anybody look so miserable.
No face smudged or something?
No, it ain't no smudge. It's your skin.
You mean I'm commencing to show my age, you might?
You'll never live to be as old as you look.
My skin's all brown and wrinkled. Oh, I'm looking in the back.
Go look in the front. That'll really scare you.
Look that old?
I seen one thing look older, but it had moss growing on it.
Say, Granny, how long ago was this here spinning wheel made?
Oh, that's got to be at least 150 years old.
What'd you use before you got this?
What?
Sorry, Granny.
Just a minute. How old do you think I am?
I don't know. How old are you?
I don't know neither, for sure.
Well, I know how you can tell.
How?
Well, just find out how old the Hills are, because everybody says you're as old as them.
Jed, do you know for sure how old I am?
No, Granny, but it ought to be easy to find out. Just write home to somebody your own age. Let's see now, there's, no, he's gone. How about, no, she went to her reward years ago. Must be somebody still around. Tell you what, I'll study on it, Granny. In the meantime, you better get cracking. You got 32 rooms to scrub down.
Jed, maybe I had ought to put off spring house cleaning for a spell.
Put it off.
Well, I did jump the gun a mite. It ain't really spring yet.
True.
In fact, I think I'll rest for a little bit. Right now.
Good idea.
Where have you been? Why aren't you ever around when I need you?
Chief, I got here as quickly as possible. I was in bed when you called.
In bed.
Well, it was 6 a.m.
At 6 a.m., I was already having my first conference.
Really?
Yes. That's why I'm president of the bank, and you're just the secretary. I'm up with the chickens, and you sleep all day.
Chief, it is 6:30.
All right. You can work late tonight and make it up. Now, here's the situation. Jed Clampett thinks Granny's working too hard. So he wants to move to a smaller home in the country.
A very sensible idea, and you want me to look for one?
No, I want you to look for a new job.
I don't understand.
I'll say you don't. I don't have a bank in the country.
Well, Chief, just because they moved doesn't mean they've moved their money.
Miss Hathaway, we don't take chances with $50 million. I want them right next door where I can keep an eye on them.
Well, in that case, there's only one solution. We'll have to get someone to do the work for Granny.
Now you're talking. Grab a scrub bucket and get over there. Well, you know Granny doesn't like strangers around.
Chief, I am a highly skilled executive secretary. I'm not paid to do housework.
Yes, you're right. Okay. While you're there, you'll be on half salary.
Oh, yeah, Jed, I'm rested now. I'm going to get up.
No, stay right where you are. I want to talk to you.
What about?
Well, Granny, I think it's time you faced the fact that this house is too much for you.
It is a powerful burden. But then I'm used to work, Jed. I've never knowed nothing else.
Well, that's just it. You've earned a rest.
That's not for me, Jed. My rest will come when they lay me in that pine box.
Well, I got an idea where we could get you some rest before then.
I'd like to know how.
Well, first off, we got to get you out of this 32-room backbreaker.
Where would I go?
Well, Granny, somewhere out in the country, there's a home just waiting for you.
In the country?
Yeah, someplace where you don't have to work so hard, where you got friendly neighbors, folks your own age to talk to.
Jed, you're fixing to send me to the old folks' homes.
No, I ain't.
Yes, you are.
I ain't neither.
Yes, you are.
Granny, I ain't no such a thing.
You swear it.
I swear.
Yes, you are. Jethro! Jethro! Save me, Jethro, save me.
From what?
Your Uncle Jed wants to send me to the old folks' home.
Granny.
Oh, so that's the plan you was getting her primed for.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. I slowed down 1 year, and you're going to throw me on the scrap heap.
Well, you're awful old, Granny.
Boy.
And you're not just over the hill, you're down in the holler.
Jethro.
How's that for hitting, Uncle Jed?
Boy, go get the truck. We're going to take Granny out in the country.
No, Jed, please.
Granny, I just want to show you what I got in mind.
I don't want to see it. I'm too young to go to the old folks' home.
Are you kidding?
Get the truck.
Please, Jed, please give me another chance. I'll clean the whole house all by myself.
Now, Granny.
I'll show you. I'm just as spry as I ever
Found her, Pop.
I wish...
She's awful stove up.
I don't want her. She mopped the whole downstairs.
And all the sidewalks she could get at.
She mopped around the cement pump. Yonder she lies.
Wore the mop clean down to the nub.
I'm as spry as I ever was, Jed.
Sure you are, Granny.
I can't get her fingers loose from the mop.
There go her legs again.
Her legs, Ellie. Now, let go of the mop, Granny.
Make me some suds. I'll come in on upstairs.
Take it easy. Ellie Mae, you stay here and take care of her. Jethro and me will go out in the country and see if we can find it.
No, Jed. Ain't I showed you I can still earn my keep?
Well, that's just it, Granny. You can't keep on working this hard.
Yes, I can. I got my second wind. I'll come in on upstairs.
Now, easy does it.
No, Jed, don't send me away.
Nobody wants to send you away, Granny. We're just looking for a little place where we can all move in.
I don't believe you.
It looks like you're going to take showing her. Go put her on the truck. Hey, Jethro, fetch her.
No, no.
We'll never catch her now.
She's done made it to the heavy brush.
You get Duke and track her down. Jethro and me will head for the country and scout out a place or two to show her.
Yes, sir, Pop.
Oh, here's Mr. Drysdale.
Why aren't you up at the Clampetts helping with the house cleaning?
Let me explain. A, I am not qualified. B, it would be only a temporary solution. And C, I was able to get Mrs. Mack here, who comes highly recommended.
Baloney, a strange woman like that wouldn't last 5 minutes. Now send her back where she came from, and you get up there and you start help.
Who you calling strange?
Please.
I didn't mean strange. I meant stranger. You see, the Clampetts are very unusual people, and I just don't think you could please them.
No.
On the other hand, of course, with your winning ways and sweet personality. Miss Hathaway, take this lovely lady up to the Clampetts and see that she's made welcome.
I'll certainly do my best, Chief.
Don't fail. I hold you personally responsible for her happiness and well-being.
That old hound dog will never see the day he can find this old fox.
Oh, that's strange. The place seems deserted. I'll tell you what, you wait here and I'll go upstairs and see if I can find Granny.
Who are you? Ma'am?
Mrs. Mack, who are you?
I'm Granny.
Oh, you're the one they're looking for.
Yeah, they're going to send me away. But I'll show them that I can still clean this house.
Oh, no, that's my job now.
Why?
I'm the new housekeeper.
They didn't even give me a chance. Well, you tell them that they ain't gonna put me in no old folks' home. I'm leaving. And they'll never see me again. They'll just find my bleached bones out on the desert where I died from hunger and thirst. Well, hunger anyway. Hold them doors open, soldier. Coming in to get my money.
Well, yes, Margaret, of course I'm happy to have you back home. But I'm busy now, dear. My secretary is gone. I'll call you back, sweetheart. Of course I do. Hello. Miss Hathaway. Why aren't you back here where you belong?
Well, Chief, I'm afraid there's a crisis here at the Clampetts. Mrs. Mack took one look at the size of this house and quit. Now we have to find another housekeeper.
I just found her. Get busy with that scrub bucket. Granny, what can I do for you?
You can put my share of Jed's money in that wheelbarrow. I'm going back home to the hills to be laid away.
What?
I was going to die on the desert, and then I decided I'd go back home and be buried proper. Come on, load it up.
But, Granny, your share of Mr. Clampett's money would come to almost $13 million.
Yeah. That ought to buy me one humdinger of a funeral.
Granny, you're just a little tired. Why don't I let Perkins drive you back up to the house, eh?
No, you won't. They want to get rid of me.
Who does?
Jed and the young'uns. I give them the best years of my life. And now they're throwing me on the scrap heap.
Surely not.
Yeah. I'm just a poor old worn-out bag of bones.
I can't believe that.
It's true. My own kinfolks don't want me. Just 'cause I slowed up a little and I can't clean the house like I used to.
Well, that's ridiculous. I just wish I had someone like you to clean my house.
You do?
You bet.
You got me. Call your wife and tell her I'll be right over.
Right?
This'll prove to Jed that I ain't ready for the boneyard.
But...
I'll clean that house of yours till it shines like a bright new penny.
But...
Call Miss Drysdale. Tell her to commence toting the stuff outside. Have her set it in the front yard so it'll get plenty of fresh air and sunshine. I'll be over there in a jiffy.
No, Granny, wait. On second thought, I think that... No, what I mean is...
What you mean is that you don't need me neither. Come on, load that up. I'm going back to my final resting.
Now, Granny, you didn't let me finish. What I meant was I need you here more than I do at home.
In the bank?
Yes, yeah, of course. You see, with Miss Hathaway away, I'm up to my ears. Hey, there's the phone and no one to answer it.
Oh, you poor man. Hello, Mr. Drysdale's office, Secretary Granny speaking. Oh, howdy, Miss Drysdale. Your husband was just telling me how bad your house needs cleaning.
No, wait! Margaret, I told you I'd call you back. Yes, I'll explain everything when I get home, dear. Now, please, I told you I did. Well, all right.
Shame on you. Flirting with your new secretary already.
Nothing, dear. I'll explain it all later.
Duke and me's covered that hall in more ways than a kraut lays in a barrel. Never did pick up Granny's trail again.
Likely she circled back.
Oh, poor old Duke's plumb ashamed of himself.
You can leave my wheelbarrow out there, Perkins.
Thank you, madam.
It won't take me long to change and pack up. Sit down. There's plenty of chairs. Or lay down. There's plenty of beds.
Oh, Granny, I'm so glad you're back. I'm afraid I'm not very good at your job.
Well, I'm a crackerjack at yours.
What?
Mr. Drysdale just made me his new secretary. I am now what you call a career girl.
You are what you call potted. Give me that jug.
I ain't the kind of a girl that drinks on the job.
What's this nonsense about you getting a job?
Well, it beats getting put into the old folks' home.
Granny, I keep telling you, we ain't putting you in the old folks' home.
You bet you ain't, Charlie. I'm moving into my own apartment. Mr. Drysdale, your secretary's back.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, where is she?
Right here.
Oh, I thought you meant Miss Hathaway had come back.
Oh, she's got my old job. Well, let's get to work.
Granny.
None of that. Don't let this dress make you forget you're a married man.
Granny, I've got a lot of papers to get out.
Well, let's hop to it.
Do you know how to type?
I can learn.
Press the button.
Am I typing?
Yeah. I'll get the phone in my office.
Yonder she says.
Well, I'll be doggone.
She wasn't fooling.
You folks had an appointment?
Miss Hathaway, just hurry down here. I'll figure out something to do with Granny. Now, please, I need you.
Mr. Drysdale?
Mr. Clampett, come in.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for giving Granny a job. It sure has perked her up.
My pleasure. Oh, she's wonderful. Matter of fact, she's due for a promotion.
What didn't you say? Granny, did you hear that? Mrs. Drysdale's giving you a promotion.
That's right, Granny. I'm moving you up to an office on top of the whole building.
What'll I do up there?
You'll be vice president in charge of the whole building.
Well, doggies.
You